Hi guys, so I wanted to make this video to start explaining why so many people are choosing to go vegan, why so many people are leaning towards this lifestyle, and also why it's gaining so much popularity. And I also want to explain a little bit how to start shifting into eating more vegan and living in a more vegan way, where you're eliminating all animal products and thriving off of plants. So why on earth would anybody want to go vegan? Well, I think the most obvious reason, and the reason that most people hear about but don't really want to talk about, they don't really want to see it, but they know what's going on, is the animal suffering. Every year, over 70 billion animals are slaughtered by humans for food, and every hour, 6 million are killed. What I think is so important for people to understand who still consume animal products is whenever you eat chicken, a burger, fish, dairy, eggs, an animal had to suffer and be killed for you to enjoy that thing that you're eating. I think that there's a lot of disassociation when people eat animal products with the realization that what they're actually eating is an actual animal, because whenever people go into a supermarket or they go through the drive-thru, all they see is like the hamburger or the packaged meat. Really, they don't make the connection in their head whenever they're purchasing it that yes, this was a living, breathing individual at one point. So that's what makes it so easy for people to be able to eat animal products, because they're not forced to make that connection. But when people are forced to make that connection, when they see a slaughterhouse video, when a vegan starts talking about the animal rights aspect of it, they go, oh no, I don't want to hear it, because it's like a little bubble that they're in, and they're not actually seeing what they're eating. They're not actually facing the truth about their food. And this is why a lot of vegans, including myself, are so passionate about the animal rights side of it, and why we don't see it as a personal choice, because a lot of people who eat meat say, oh, well, I respect your choice to be vegan, so you should respect my choice to eat meat. But the thing is, people who eat meat don't see the same thing that we see. They're not making that same connection in their head that, oh, I don't have to be eating this dead, tortured animal. And vegans have already made that connection. And so that's why it's frustrating to see people who eat meat for us. There's a saying that goes, if slaughterhouses had glass walls, then everybody would be vegetarian. And this is because that animal suffering wouldn't be hidden from the public as it is now. Because if you don't want to see what the suffering, if you don't want to look at it, you're not forced to. But vegans, we've already seen it, we've exposed ourselves to it, we understand that the suffering is going on, and we understood that we have the power to stop it. So that's why vegans choose not to eat animals and animal products, for the animal rights reasons. We've come to the realization that if you don't have to kill an animal to be healthy and to thrive, if you don't have to exploit an entire individual's life to be happy and healthy, then you shouldn't. Now I'm gonna jump into the second reason why people choose to go vegan, and I think there's a lot of confusion around this, because people go, where do you get your protein? Can you get all the vitamins you need from a plant-based diet? And so obviously I'm gonna start talking about health. The #1 killer of all Americans is not smoking, it's not drinking, it's not even cancer, but it's heart disease, which is completely caused by what you put into your body and how you take care of it. It's not caused by genes, it's not caused by being passed down, it's completely about how you take care of your body. And a big factor that plays into people getting heart disease is cholesterol. What I think is so important for people to understand about cholesterol is that your body makes all of the cholesterol that you need to stay healthy. So any extra cholesterol that you're putting into your body isn't going to be doing you any good. It's just going to be clogging your arteries, putting them under stress, and if you clog them too much, it can definitely lead to heart disease. And the only foods that have cholesterol in them are animal products. Chicken, beef, fish, all forms of dairy, eggs, all of those things have cholesterol in them. And on top of that cholesterol that's putting your arteries under so much stress, they have zero fiber, there's a lot of extra saturated fat that you don't need, and on top of that, there's the pain and suffering of those animals that you're putting into your body. Now, plant foods, on the other hand, which is what vegans consume, have zero cholesterol. And on top of having no cholesterol, it's full of fiber, full of good vitamins and minerals, and also bursting with carbs, which is the preferred fuel that your body and your brain run on. And all plant foods have a combination of 3 of all of the macronutrients you need, which is carbs, fat, and protein. Yes, protein is found in plants. What I think is also important for people to understand about protein is that most Americans get way too much in our diet. We only need about 5 to 10% of our protein coming from calories, when most people are getting way more, like too much, and that's actually way more harmful than if you were to not get enough protein, which is impossible to do if you're consuming enough calories. And there's protein in so many things that you wouldn't even think about. Corn, I think, is around 14%, broccoli is at 27%, spinach is at 30% of its calories coming from protein, peaches are at 9%, and the list goes on and on and on and on. Okay, there's a plane ruining my video. So let me tell you, protein is the last thing that vegans worry about. If that's one of your concerns, if you're trying to make the switch and go vegan, as long as you're eating enough calories and you're eating a balanced diet, you're gonna have no problem getting the protein you need. Another health reason that people choose to go vegan is because it cuts out your chance of getting so many horrible diseases that are common in the Western world. And also from my experience and plenty of other vegans' experiences, I've gotten way more volume in my hair. It feels healthier and shinier. My skin is better. A lot of my acne cleared up, my nails are stronger, and I just feel like I have an internal glow and external glow inside of me now. I just feel fantastic. I have tons more energy, think more clearly. I don't even drink coffee anymore because I get all the energy I need from plants. So even if you're having trouble making the connection between the animal suffering and that's a reason why you should go vegan, definitely doing it for yourself, for your own health, is a wonderful reason to do it as well. And the last reason that I want to talk about for why people choose to go vegan, and I think it's the most downplayed reason, even though in recent times it's been coming up more and more, but still not a lot of people understand it and know about it, but environmental reasons. According to one study, animal agriculture contributes to 51% of all greenhouse gas emissions. That's more than all forms of transportation combined, which includes all planes, buses, cars, which is only around 13%. So you're gonna do so much good for the environment and leave so much less of a carbon footprint by going vegan and giving up animal products and contributing to the production of animals for food than if you were to just stop driving your car or if you were to even switch to a hybrid. On top of that, animal agriculture is responsible for between 80 and 90% of all water consumption in the United States. Over 2,500 gallons of water are needed to just produce 1 pound of beef. Livestock covers 45% of all of the Earth's land. A farm with 2,500 dairy cows produces the same amount of waste as a city with over 400,000 people. And on top of this, animal agriculture contributes to 91% of Amazon destruction. Now that I've talked to you guys about the why part of this video, why to go vegan, why more people are starting to gain interest, why it's such a great thing to do for your health, the planet, and for the animals, I'm gonna give you a little bit of info on the how. The best advice that I could give anybody wondering, how the hell do I go vegan? I've seen all this information, I'm curious about it, I wanna start making the change. The best thing I can tell you is start educating yourself. There are tons of documentaries out there, Earthlings, Cowspiracy, Vegucated, Forks Over Knives that you can watch that cover different aspects of veganism, like some focus on health, some focus on the environmental reasons, and some focus on the animal rights reasons. I would suggest whatever you resonate with the most, start watching those documentaries first, so it really pulls you in and you really get interested and you can really connect with the reasons why people are going vegan. And this is kind of how I started to become vegan. I was actually vegetarian for 2 years before I started to make the switch, and I've also been vegan for around 2 years now. But when I was vegetarian, I was like, oh, this is good enough, you know, I'm fine. There's nothing more I can really be doing. I'm doing like the best thing that I can do for my health and the animals. But then I started watching all these documentaries and I realized, wow, there's so much more that I can be doing. And so I started watching all of these things, I started educating myself, I started really diving deep and trying to understand why. And don't be afraid to get your family and friends involved. Watch these documentaries with people in your life. It'll definitely help you be more productive and help you be more motivated and inspired to start living this lifestyle. And I also want to say it's totally possible to make this change overnight. My best friend JC did it, and you can too. But if you want to make the baby steps, that's completely fine also. You could just try your best to start incorporating vegan foods whenever you can. Start trying a lot of the fake meats. There's lots of good brands out there, and there's also lots of alternative cheeses and dairies. There's so much vegan food available if you just look. Or you can stay with the simple whole food plant options, which I stick to now mostly. Beans, rice, potatoes, fruits, veggies, seeds, nuts, all that stuff. So you can take whatever approach you want. And if you stay inspired, you stay motivated, you stay positive, you can definitely reach being a vegan. You can definitely do this. If I can do it, which I wasn't raised this way at all, none of my family's vegan yet, but they're trying. But if I can do it, then you can too. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna leave a bunch of vegan info down below, and also down below you can leave some comments about what you liked about this video, what you didn't like, what you want to hear more about, and just your comments and whatever you think about veganism or what you think about me and this YouTube channel. I'll see you guys in my next video. Subscribe if you want to see more, and again, thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.